Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. I thought for this one I'd do another fun little story, so I hope you enjoy. So for this story time with Patrick, I thought I'd tell you about the time that I tried Reiki for the first time. So if you don't know what Reiki is, it's an alternative form of medicine, and it's called palms, like hands-on or palms above healing. I don't know the technical term, you can always look it up. But basically how it works is it's the palm energy over the patient, just kind of like hovering over them or just touching them. And it's supposed to be the transfer of energy, and it's supposed to help with physical and emotional healing. It's done at massage places now, and it's quite common here. So I thought, you know what, why not give it a shot? I've seen it on TV, I've seen it online. Family member has done it in the past, so why not? I mean, work colleagues have even done it. So the Reiki healing, I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world. I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world. I'm not here to criticize Reiki and if it's good or not. But yeah, it's the palm healing. So it's almost like, you know, when you kind of just hover over your forehead, you know how sometimes you can get like a weird spooky feeling, like a tingly feeling, or just you feel the warmth of your hand, but you're not even touching your hand. That's kind of what Reiki is like. So I booked my Reiki session, and I get there. It was at a massage place. It's a place actually where I get my massages usually. So I wasn't really nervous, but I thought I'd try it out. Why not? See what it's all about. See if it does really help. And I've heard people say it's better than a massage, and hey, I'm always up for something that makes you feel good when you have aches and pains. So I decided to go, went to the place, went into the room. It's pretty much like a massage bed, except they didn't have the little donut thing for your head. And she just asked why I was there. I said I wanted to just see what it was all about. She said, well, it's about, you know, the healing and it's about your chakras and stuff, because we all apparently have 7 chakras. And said, yep, just get ready. I was fully clothed, just lay on the bed face up. All right, so I go ahead and do that. And then she came into the room right after and put on the soothing music, almost like a massage, and just started. So I had my eyes closed. I probably should have had them open just to see what she was doing, because I was that curious, but I decided, you know what, have my eyes closed. Let's just experience it, see what it's all about, and let's not just also creepily stare at the lady as she's going like this, because I think that would be a little more awkward and creepy. So then she begins to start, and from what I've looked up on research and kind of what I got a feeling of, I guess she started above my head, and then she started slowly moving down, and she went over here. She just hovered, and my eyes were closed, but I got a weird tingly sensation. It was super freaky feeling. It was kind of like just a lot of like weird bubbly electrical things. I'm like, okay, well, it's like when, you know, a friend goes like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. It's kind of how it felt. So, whatever. She kept going, and I guess she went down here, because that's the next one, and then she kind of put her hands here. But then when she put her hands here, I got a weird tingling sensation here, and almost like a feeling of being choked. And then on my right side, it got all tingly, but then on my left side, it got like a very, like, pain. Not like a sharp pain, but like a very dull pain, where like it's just like throbbing a little bit, but it almost felt like the pain was kind of like leaving. Again, I don't know if this is real. I don't know if it's all placebo. Not judging. I'm just saying that that's how it went for me. Then I guess so that was a while, and I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to say something? This is weird. What's happening? But then it kind of subsided. And then she started to slowly move down, and at this point, and I'm pointing at the stomach, she, I guess, hovered, because she doesn't want to put her hands on your body in this general region, but I guess I ended up falling asleep, or just kind of like not feeling anything. So then I guess she kept going. This took about 30 minutes to do all of this, by the way. She kept going, and then she made it to the feet. She put her hands on my feet. And I felt a bit of tingling and stuff. And then that was it. Then she was done. She grabbed, I guess, like the little music thing that she had playing. She kind of brought it around. And then she said, okay, you can get up and get ready whenever you're ready. So she leaves the room. And then I go to get up like I normally would, like any massage. And all of a sudden, when I stood up, I felt this weird, like, flush in my nose. And it felt like, you know, when you, like, flush out your nose and then, like, everything just falls? So it felt like the left part of my nose just kind of fell. And it felt kind of weird, but then I looked in the mirror. I couldn't fully see anything, but I'm like, it kind of felt like a nosebleed. But I'm like, looking in the mirror, again, it's a dark room because it's, like, when you have a massage. Sorry if you can hear alarms right now. My window's open. So I'm looking at the mirror. I don't see anything. I'm like, okay, whatever. I get dressed, and then I leave the room. Pay. She asks how it was. I said, oh, it was good. I didn't mention the nosebleed to her because I didn't actually fully see the nosebleed yet. And got in my car. And then I was able to, out in the daylight now, see if I had gotten a nosebleed. So I looked in the mirror, like the rear view mirror, and I saw, oh, there was a bit of pooling of blood here. So I'm like, oh, great. I got a nosebleed. So it kind of threw me off a bit, but I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, nosebleeds are nosebleeds, but I haven't had a nosebleed in over, like, 2 years. But, and I've seen so many scary movies that I'm like, oh, great. This is how I die now. And ended up driving home. So when I make it home, what ends up happening is a lot of people, like my parents knew and some friends knew that I was going to try the Reiki session. My boyfriend knew. So they all wanted to know kind of what happened. So I ended up texting them all the same thing. Oh, you know, kind of the experience, the tingling, the nosebleed. That was pretty much it. But then my parents end up calling me because they're out of town. So they called me, and my mom was kind of like, oh, interesting. That's kind of weird. Is it still happening? And I said, oh, no. And she said, oh, because I was talking to a friend of mine about you going, I guess, or about Reiki. And he mentioned that his grandmaster told him never to do Reiki because Reiki can be dangerous because people have ended up going crazy because of it. Well, if anyone knows me, I'm a bit neurotic, and the minute she said that, I'm like, great. I've seen enough scary movies to know what crazy means. Crazy means possession. So I'm like, oh yeah. And she's like, oh, but you know, like, you're fine. It's, please, like, what's he talking about? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, and ended up chatting for a little bit and then hung up. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And ended up just going on with the rest of my evening. But then bedtime rolled around. And again, if anyone knows me, I'm a bit neurotic. I get in my head and whatever. So bedtime's rolling around and I'm like, okay, it's fine. No big deal. I go to lie down. I get into bed. I close my eyes. And all of a sudden I get like this weird feeling, right? Like my body starts getting warm and I'm like, well, it's a muggy evening, but then I also have my fan on. So whenever I get a slight breeze on my back, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a demon. They're trying to attach themselves. I'm going to be possessed. Oh my gosh, this and that. So let's just say it was not a comfortable evening because then I just started getting in my head and freaking out that, oh my gosh, I'm getting possessed. This is it. This is how it ends. I've seen these scary movies. It always starts so innocent for that person, then all of a sudden, bam, they're possessed, their family's suffering, an exorcism happens, and then that's it. So let's just say I could hardly sleep. I was suffering. I ended up calling my parents because I also was home alone, so like on my own that night. I ended up calling my parents at like 11:30 at night being like, this is your fault. Why would you do that? So I thought if I had to suffer, I'm making them suffer for what they did to me. And then I ended up calling my boyfriend. He helped calm me down a bit, this and that. He's not in the area, so he couldn't, like, come see me. But helped try to calm me down. I felt sorry for the guy. Poor thing. And then, yeah. I mean, I was up for half the night, but then around 1 o'clock in the morning, keep in mind this is a weekday, so I had to get up at 6 the next day to go to work. About 1 in the morning, I'm like, okay, calm down. You're better than this. People say that about Eastern medicine all the time. It's because it's not not normal, but like not a common thing over here in the West. I mean, they say things like that about yoga even. So I'm like, okay, calm down. You're going to be fine. I'm like, just take a minute. I put on my diffuser. I just put on my eye patch thingy because I'm like, I can't see anything. I can't, because if I do, I'll freak out. And then I'm putting on a little video sound thingy that I usually do, but I put on a different one. This one had more talking in it, like ASMR talking, which I'm not usually into. But this one seems to be okay because it's kind of silly. And I lay down in bed and I'm like, okay, listen, just focus on the video. It's a 50-minute video. Just focus on it, and if you can get through the video with your eyes closed, just lying down, I'll be happy. Just try and do that. So I'm doing that, I'm listening, and then I'm trying to rationalize, because that's what I do, because, yeah, I'm a freak, but you know what, whatever. So I'm rationalizing with myself, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be fine. And then I tell myself, and if you get possessed, it's not going to affect you as much as it's going to affect the people around you. They're the one that's going to have to put up with your possessed body. It's not going to bother you. You're not even going to probably even know that you're possessed. So calm down. It's fine. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, but that's what I needed to tell myself to know that I'd be okay to get some sleep. So I ended up falling asleep, waking up the next morning for work, and no possession that I know of, so that's a plus. And yeah. So then the next morning, I'm like, okay, let's get ready for work. Yay, survived the night. And I'm getting ready and stuff, but then when I was telling my friends about it, they're like, oh, so you must have been happy you made it. And I'm like, oh, no. I know how scary movies work. I have to get out of the house. Once I leave the building where I'm living, then I know I'm okay, because I know things can still happen in the morning. Maybe I watched too many scary movies. Anyways, so wake up the next day, get ready, go to work. I'm fine. Folks come back into town, filling them in. My mom's like, yeah, the minute I told you that day, I thought, what am I telling him for? He's gonna just freak out. So, I mean, yeah. Sounds ridiculous now. I laugh at it now. I mean, hey, I take pictures of myself, and because I am neurotic a little bit, just a little. And, you know, I watch 50 million scary movies every day. Just kidding. Make sure to look into the pictures to make sure I don't see anything different. And then, yeah. So, I mean, no possession yet. Fingers crossed. But, hey, yeah. So I tried it, so you don't have to. But if you want to try it out, do your research, talk to the person, and if the story freaked you out about it, you don't have to do it. I mean, I did it once. I don't even know if I'll be going again. Probably not, because I'm a little woo. But, yeah. So, anyways, so that was Storytime with Patrick. So I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And, yeah, that was a fun little story for you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.